to River Rat Adventures. Today I'm doing a video that's a little bit different. I've been asked a lot of times by different people that are new to shooting, looking for their first self-defense, home defense gun, and a lot of women who are not sure what to get. So I thought I'd make a little video just to show y'all kind of the basics of what I feel, just this is all my personal opinion, what I feel is best, and kind of explain what each one is and how the benefits and disadvantages to each. Okay? So we're going to just jump into it and start off with simple revolvers. What I'll show you is just a simple revolver. Now there's two different styles of revolvers you need to make sure that you know of. If you go to buy a revolver, the advantages of a revolver: they are reliable. They have very few times that they will not fire correctly, and when you're done shooting them, you can use them as a hammer. So in self-defense, they're good. Now mind you, most of them you buy for home defense are not going to be with a long barrel like this. You usually are going to get about a 4-inch barrel. It's about like that long. If you're going to get one, 357, because it'll shoot a 38, is what is preferred. Just because you have good knockdown power, but you're not as much worried going through that person with 38. 357, you will go through that person and into the next person. So be aware of that before you purchase. The difference, simple, this is a double action revolver, so you need to know that difference. The single action and double action. Double action means when you pull this trigger, it pulls the hammer back, which is this, and then releases it to go forward. It usually has a little bit of stronger pull to do that, but it's easy to do. Now, this other revolver is a single action. You can pull that trigger all day long, try to, and it won't go. You literally have to cock it back to fire. So you got to do the whole Dirty Harry style to fire it. For someone who's just starting out, that can be a little scary for them. Now, with the revolver, you have your handle, you have your hammer, you have your trigger, barrel, and this right here is called the cylinder. In this one, you have a slide here at the front that you push forward and it lets the cylinder pop out, like that. The cylinder is where you load your bullets. Okay? It's very simple. You load them, turn it, load it. Okay? That's awesome, because then all you do, very simply, click it into place, give it a little wiggle, lock it in, you're good to go. Then when you've emptied it, do it forward. You have a little push rod right here. That's this part. And when you hit it, it literally pushes the bullets out. Makes it super easy to operate, but can be a little once you work with it just a little bit, fairly easy to deal with. Most of your revolvers will have the cylinder that pops out, so it makes loading it a lot easier. Right now, people are real big on the Judges, which, don't get me wrong, Judge is a great pistol. Shoots 410 or a 45 auto. Or 45. Great pistol. Problem is, you can't get 410 shells right now for nothing. You can't get rounds. So, kind of hurts your problem of buying it. Now, the second single action is a little bit different. It doesn't have a cylinder that pops out. It has a little thing on the side here that pops open like that. That releases your cylinder, and you literally have to turn the cylinder and load each round into the magazine, into the cylinder, and turn it. That's good, but unloading it can be tricky because at each time you have to bring that round up. You still have a little push rod that you come through the cylinder and pushes the round out. It can be very time consuming, so if you're in a rush or in a situation where you need to reload quickly, these are not a good option. Single action revolver, very simple. Remember, you have to cock it back each time. Fire. Simple, easy to do. The double action revolver. Remember, you don't have to do the hammer back for it. Your trigger pull does it. Okay? And it would help if I was in on it, right? Didn't load too many rounds in here, so. See, simple. As you pull the trigger, it fires. So, I can say for a revolver, you have reliability, you have ease of use, and you have a hammer if it all goes bad. Okay, so I can't say anything bad about the weapon. Just know what you're getting before you buy. Now, for most people, they don't want, a limited capability, because most revolvers, you're only going to be limited down to about 6 rounds total. 6 shots is all you got. For some people, they get a little panicked about that little bit of a number in a self-defense or home defense issue. Fully understandable. The second option, as you can see I have it locked open to clear it, is a semi-automatic. This is a basic Smith & Wesson SD9. Great reliable weapon, not expensive, not going to break the bank. This one is chambered in a 9mm. So that y'all can see the 9mm round. Good size round. You have one shot, one kill capability, which I know doesn't mean much to most people, but in a situation where every bullet needs to count, you want that. 9mm will hit good. You do have a possibility of shooting through somebody, but not going as far. So that is a good thing compared to the 45. 45 has a little bit too much kick to me, and especially for most women and beginners, it just tries to climb out of your hand. Not the best. Now, semi-automatics come with what is called a magazine clip, or most people refer to it as a clip. They're easy to load. Simply put the first round on top, push down, slide back. Super easy to do. With a little bit of practice, you can be a pro at this in a matter of no time. Okay? Some of your bigger pistols have a bigger capability. The Smith & Wesson is an excellent home defense gun because you have literally 16 rounds in this magazine. You've got 16 reasons for them to stop. That does make a difference if you're dealing with more than one assailant. But simple things for these to understand. You have your barrel, you have your slide. This is the part of the gun that moves on you. So you need to be aware of it, that when you hold it, to keep your hand clear. Okay? Your thumb should rest to the side of the firearm when you shoot these. You have usually what is called a slide release right here. because you can lock the slide back. With a little bit of practice, this becomes super easy. The Smith & Wesson and some of the semi-automatics lock open when they're empty, so you know they're empty. So to load the clip on them, you simply slide it into the handle until you hear a click. I usually pat the bottom to make sure it's locked. On the side, by your thumb, is usually going to be the clip release. You push the little button, the clip will come out. Then you can hit the slide lock, and it will go forward. Now, if it hasn't been locked back, once you load that clip in to load the first round, you simply grab the weapon with your shooting hand. Your finger should never go near the trigger. Grab the top of the slide, slide back, like that, release. It'll go forward, it'll load the first round. Okay, first round is loaded. When you aim it, when you squeeze that trigger, it's going to shoot that first round, and then it's going to slide back after that first round fires. This is going to slide back. As it slides back, your empty casing is going to come flying out. So you need to be aware of that. It's going to come up. So you can't be shooting it here, or you're going to get hit in the head. You're going to have it out, your arm extended out when you fire. When that slide comes forward, it's going to load the next round into place. So with the semi-automatic, as fast as you can pull the trigger, it will keep firing. A lot of these bigger size pistols are really nice for beginners because of the fact of the weight. It doesn't recoil out of your hand, where the smaller pistols with some of the higher calibers will have a recoil. So make sure that when you fire, you have your shooting arm first, straight, your other arm out front, in front of your last bottom 4 fingers, or bottom 3 fingers, sorry, like that, and your thumb on the side. Okay? That way when you fire, you look straight down the sights, line them up, squeeze the trigger. Don't pull or you'll be hard to aim, just squeeze. And a trick that I always give for beginners and anybody that's unsure about a weapon, take your trigger finger, point to your target. Your body will automatically adjust, just like you're pointing at something. Then bring that finger to the trigger. You will usually hit within an area of about that big in a self-defense situation. Under 25 yards, you're going to hit in that area. Okay? So, one downfall on some of these semi-automatics, and you need to make sure of, like this Smith & Wesson is one of these, it does not have a safety. Most revolvers do not have a safety. So if that's important to you and you have small children around, make sure you look at the weapon you're going to buy to make sure if it has a safety or not. Now I'm going to fire the semi-automatic. I've loaded my magazine. Charge it so I know a round is in the chamber. Simply point, aim, fire. Each time you pull the trigger, it'll do that. You saw as the slide came back and it came forward. Easy to use. Second style of semi-automatic is a subcompact. This right here is a Smith & Wesson, or I'm sorry, a Ruger EC9S. You can see how small it is. Fits in my hand. Very simple and easy to compact. Limits though. Okay, still semi-automatic, still very reliable. 9mm, but you only have 7 rounds, so you have to be aware. I only have 7 chances. So most people, if you're going to have a semi-automatic, you're going to have more than one clip available. Okay, same as the big one. Locks in and everything. The difference in this one, it does have a safety. That is important. If you are looking for a self-defense weapon and you have children, safety is important. This one also has a 2-stage trigger, which is a safety trigger. You have to squeeze that little piece that comes off of that trigger for it to go. Okay? That's a big difference as well. It doesn't affect how it shoots. It actually is just a secondary safety. Now, the subcompacts, you're going to have a little bit more kick because you have less weight. But make sure it fits good in your hand, feels good, and is easy to operate. Okay? Same rule still applies on your thumb and hand placement. It's almost identical. Very reliable weapons, very good. Just, you have to know what you're dealing with, okay? Same rules apply. You have to slide it to load the first round, and it'll fire until it's empty. This one, Ruger, I highly recommend Ruger. Lifetime warranty. They stand behind their product. Excellent firearms. Also, Smith & Wesson, great weapon. Okay, never had a problem with any Smith & Wesson I've ever owned. Just do your homework before you buy. Okay, don't go into a gun shop and just let them tell you what they think's best. Do your homework and find out what's going to fit you best. Also, feel up, put them in your hands, feel of them, see what's going to be best for you. Okay? Now we're going to come to the very last weapon that most people look at for home defense. And arguably, for a first-time shooter and a beginner, this is what I recommend. Simple 12-gauge pump shotgun. They're versatile, they're adaptable. This one has a long barrel for bird hunting. You can take this type of barrel off and change it out with a shorter barrel. You can customize these guns almost like a tinker toy, okay? This one is a Mossberg 88. Very affordable weapon. So you're not going to, spend an arm and a leg. And it's also going to give you everything you need simple. This has a composite stock, which is kind of a polymer plastic. Difference with this, to aim it, you have a ball at the end of the barrel. You literally put the ball on what you want to hit, and you're going to hit it in the size of a dinner plate. Easy weapon to fire. The only downside, has a monstrous kick. For beginners, it gets very intimidating to them. If you don't hold it to your shoulder tight, you're going to feel it. And it's extremely loud. But I tell you that this is the better one for one reason. You have the capability to hold off a lot. Okay? It's an easy weapon to operate, an easy weapon to use, and an even easier weapon to keep hold of. Now, let me go through it very simple with you. Okay? This is called your slide. This in here is your chamber, your handle, your trigger. Okay. This right here, your tube, is your magazine, what holds your bullets. I have an extra thing on the butt to hold extra. This is the butt of the gun. It's usually padded to help with the recoil. And this is going to be a heavy weapon, so know that it's going to be heavy. But then when it comes to it, you're going to want that heaviness to take away that impact. Okay, most of them, with a pump shotgun, you have a slide release that's back here by your trigger. You'll push it, and the slide goes forward, or comes back. As it comes back, you want it to come back. You don't want to jerk it. You just want to ease it back. When you do, there's a little piece in here, an elevator that drops and picks up your next round. It feeds the round in, and it literally will lift the round up right here, and it'll slide in. Then all you have to do is you take it off of safety, shoulder it, aim, fire. Once you fire that first round, you don't have to hit that slide lock again. You simply do it again, and it loads the second round, and you're good to go. Okay? The beauty of this is the safety, and rounds are easy to get, inexpensive, and they have a lot of damage capability when you need them. Now, one tip that I do recommend, there is no need for self-defense, for home defense. You don't need buckshot, okay? Buckshot is good if you're hunting a deer. But most people are not defending their home from Bambi or his daddy. So, what I recommend, 7.5 low brass birdshot. It won't kick you like a mule. It's inexpensive, and at close range, it will do a lot of damage to somebody that's coming into your house or at you, but you don't have to worry about shooting through the wall and hitting somebody else or a child. And if you're inside of a house, those walls are paper thin. You're going to want something that's not going to go through, and you have to worry about endangering your family. Okay? Now, loading a shotgun is simple. Under here is where you put your rounds in. Okay? Simply take your round with the brass. The brass should be pointing towards your trigger. Okay? This is important. Some people have tried it the other way. It didn't fire correctly. Simply like that. Put it in. Put your thumb behind it. Push forward. And then let go. Push forward till your thumb goes in the hole. And let go, and it will stop it. Okay? So, you have a capability of 4 in the tube on it. Now to show firing the 12 gauge. Okay, rounds are in the magazine or the tube. Forward, you see the round there. Put it to your shoulder. Aim. Make sure it's off of safety. Fire. Eject your shell. Easy to do. Very loud, but very effective. Very simple weapon. Something I highly recommend. Also inexpensive. You can get a good, decent shotgun for under $300. You're not going to break the bank. A good box of shells is going to be under 20 bucks. And that's 25 rounds, probably more than you'll use in a year, even if you shoot a lot, probably. For most home defense people, that one box of shells will last them probably for years. So, with all that being said, find what you think will fit you better. If you're in a small house, you may not have room for a shotgun. You may want a pistol. Pistol gives you the opportunity to also take it with you when you travel. For ladies, you can put it in your purse. Put it in your car, so it travels with you. Shotgun is more recommended to stay at the house. But it's that thing that will protect you from somebody the best. Pistols. If you get a pistol, find your local gun range, go practice with it. Become proficient. Know what you're doing. Because when it comes down to it, you don't want to have to think. You want to have muscle memory and know what you're doing. Hopefully I've answered some questions. If y'all have any more, please comment. Let me know what questions they are, and I will try to answer them. Or I will do other videos to answer those questions. Anybody that ever wants to learn before they buy, definitely you can get hold of me. Definitely get hold of somebody you know that has firearms and knows how to properly handle them safely. And try them out before you buy. Most guys, if you buy the bullets, they'll let you try. Okay? It's just a reason for them to go shoot. And we all love to shoot. So, try it before you buy it. But hope this helps. As always, I'm the River Rat, and I'll see you down the road.